Hey everyone, today I'm going to be sharing some travel and everyday carry gear that I think would make great gifts if you're still looking for ideas as we head into the holiday season. This is kind of a part 2 to the gift guide that I did a couple of weeks ago, and I tried to find a variety of accessories and price points to just provide inspiration as you're kind of thinking through the types of things that you might want to look for. So excited to dive in. Before doing so, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Here are a couple of items that I've talked about in previous videos, but I wanted to mention again as I think they would make great stocking stuffers. And so first up, we have a pair of scissors, which I've been mentioning in a lot of my videos because I've used this quite a bit. I absolutely love the form factor. I always place this into one of the pen slots in my bags, and then it's got a little cap here, opens up, and it's just a really simple pair of scissors, but I've always been surprised at how much I end up using this. And then you have a HeroClip, which is kind of a mainstay of all these sorts of gift guides in the travel and everyday carry community. And because it's super useful, you have a couple of different sizes. It has a carabiner form factor, so you can attach it to a bag, but then where it stands out is in its ability to open up. And then you have a hook that will allow you to hang a bag or a sling bag on a table or something like that. So just a really nice, useful accessory that you can clip on and carry with you without taking up a ton of space. And then a multi-port cable is something that's always great to have in your bag, particularly with how many devices are available nowadays that need to be charged. And so I really love the form factor of this one. I know they're offered in a couple of different sizes. This one is slightly longer, which gives you that added flexibility. And I really like, what a compact sort of size it is. And when you open it up, it's got this little cap here to protect the ends. You have the ability to configure this in a variety of ways. I like that the magnets keep it together. And then you have USB-A, USB-C, Lightning, and another USB-C. So this covers the majority of devices that I might typically use. And I think that they have a couple of different versions depending on, the devices for whoever you want to kind of gift this to. But, really nice accessory that is always handy to have. And then Field Notes notebooks is one of those things where, yes, it's a notebook, but I personally just really love the form factor, the style. And I also like that Field Notes offers a couple of different styles, designs, so you can pick something that matches up, with individual personalities. And then, this is something that's really easy to toss into your pocket, to have in a bag. And I know a lot of people ask, what do you use Field Notes for nowadays with the availability of phones? I may do a video kind of talking about this in a little bit more detail at a later point, but generally it's something that I still normally like to have with me. And then the Fisher Space Pen continues to be maybe my go-to pocket pen. I love the form factor. I love how reliable it is. Pairs great with a Field Notes notebook. And I'm always surprised at how much I end up using this even in this digital age. And I love that, you can open it up with the cap. It turns it into a full-size pen. And so just a really cool, useful piece of gear. And then here I have a small first aid kit that comes in kind of an aluminum Altoid style tin. And it's gonna offer bandages, ointment, and it's the type of thing that's just easy to toss into a bag to keep in your car for any of those kind of emergencies where you need something small. And here I have a phone mount that is MagSafe compatible, attaches to the back of my phone, and because of the suction cups that this has, it allows you to place your phone onto a lot of different surfaces. So it's been great for kind of selfies with friends and family, or if I need to take some shots, when I'm out and about. This is super useful to have, super slim. And then one of my favorite new accessories that I've been talking about over the past year is retractable cables. I love how much this helps reduce cable clutter in my bags, and there's a couple of different styles. This one can actually charge my laptop, which is why I have it here. So USB-C to USB-C, you have a pretty good length. And then when you're not using it, it just kind of collapses down into this nice little package. A deck of playing cards may seem like the type of thing that everybody already has, or maybe doesn't feel that exciting, but if you know someone who's really into a particular TV or film series, then something like the collection from Theory 11 can be a really cool kind of personalized gift. I really enjoyed using the various collections that they have for, film series like 007, Batman. I'm a big fan of these movies, and so it's a standard set of cards, but they all have designs that are meant to be in the theme of whatever the series is that you bought the collection for. And so for this 007 one, you can see that something like the King of Spades here has little guns. And so, it's just a nice little touch. And I have the Dark Knight collection, which I recently got as well. Big fan of that series. And you can see just some really kind of cool ideas and unique touches to go along with the series. And so, you know, a deck of playing cards is something that I always like to have with me when I'm with family and friends, and just kind of, you know, play different games. Also, I one day hope to learn how to shuffle, and so this is the type of thing that, you know, it can also work as kind of a fidget toy. And yeah, if you're looking for kind of an easy, unique idea, I think these will be great options to consider. It wouldn't be a gift guide without some sort of a flashlight, and here I have one of the latest offerings from Wuben, the X3, which includes this really cool charging case that will actually charge the flashlight when you're not using it, and then you can pop this open, and this is magnetic attachment here, so it kind of docks in there very nicely. And then the flashlight itself has a really cool form factor, similar to what we've seen from Wuben in the past. Pretty compact. You have a little clip, and then it's got a magnetic end at the bottom, so you can attach this for hands-free usage if you need to. And then you also have a swivel head at the top, so you can either use this kind of in the front, you can angle it depending on what's going to make the most sense for you. The controls for unlocking this and using the flashlight have a little bit of a learning curve, but once you get used to it, it gets pretty simple. And so you press the button at the top a couple of times to unlock it, and then you have this little light to let you know that you're good to go. And then you have various different light settings, so you can, you know, push it once to turn it off, turn it on once it's unlocked, and then if you hold it, it'll take it to the next brightness setting, and it gets pretty bright. And then with a double click, it gets super bright, and so of course that's going to run down the battery a little bit quicker, but great to have a couple of different options. And then again, with the case, that really helps to extend the battery life, and, you know, just kind of keep you charged. You can arrive, place this in the dock, and then if you long press this while the flashlight is off, you can activate the red light mode, which is, you know, nice to just have a couple of different options, again, depending on what your particular needs are. And so like we've seen with other flashlights from Wuben, this feels very solid. It's going to offer nice lighting, a cool form factor, and if you're looking for a unique everyday carry flashlight, I think this is going to be a really cool option to take a look at. Watches are always a tricky gift as they're so personalized to everyone's individual style, but there's so many sizes, styles, and price points that I still think that it's a really nice gift idea if you know the person well. And so here I have a watch from Citizen that I purchased pretty recently, and I really love the aesthetic of this one. It's got a couple of complications. It still feels like it has a little bit of a timeless style. And one of the things that I look for most in watches nowadays is to have some sort of solar powered battery. I absolutely love that because I don't like to change batteries. I don't like to deal with winding watches. And so this is sort of the nice middle ground for me. I have a couple of different solar powered watches, and, you know, this is one of the latest ones, and so that's something to consider. But I know that there's a lot of different Casio styles, digital watches, you know, Apple watches nowadays, and so, you know, if you're looking for kind of a stylish, unique idea, then this is definitely a category that I would recommend checking out. Tech pouches have been some of my favorite things to introduce friends and family to, and like other items on this list, there's so many different styles, sizes, and price points so that you can find something that's going to work best for you. And here I have some of the options that I would say are my favorite, and also a little bit more kind of beginner friendly as far as tech pouches go. I absolutely love options from companies like Evergoods. I talk about those a lot on the channel, but some of those can be maybe a little bit bulkier or just more intimidating, in my opinion, than some of the options that I have here. And so I've been a big fan of the Peak Design small tech pouch. I like the style. It just looks really nice. It's not super rigid. That's something that you'll notice with all the pouches that I have here. So you can kind of adapt to the different items that you're going to be using it for. It will easily fit into a, you know, larger bag. And then with this one, you can actually convert this into a sling bag. You have the attachment points on the back, you know, weather resistant materials. And when you open this up, you have a nice kind of accordion style layout, a couple of different pockets, zippers, sections that you can use to organize. So it gives you a good variety without feeling overwhelming. And then the Air Slim pouch has been a big hit with several of my family members. Super durable materials, very sleek style. And then you have a quick access pocket on the front and a zipper that allows you to access the spacious main compartment. And then you have some good built-in organization. So pretty simple but useful layout. And then kind of the same thing with the Bellroy Venture pouch. This one has a zippered pocket on the front that has a divider in the middle, so great for smaller items. And then you have a main compartment that's going to give you a nice amount of space. You have a little padded sleeve here that you can use for a device or something like that. And then you also have attachment points on the back, so you can clip this onto a bag. You can maybe turn this into a sling bag as well. And again, you know, it's pretty flexible. You have a couple of different sizes here. And so, you know, these are a starting point, but there really are just tons of different great options that you can take a look at. And, you know, if you're wanting to find a unique, cool gift idea for someone who has a lot of tech or that, needs a way to organize their EDC or even their toiletries. And this is gonna be one of the coolest gift ideas that you can take a look at. If one of the travelers in your life is looking for a new suitcase, then one of the coolest premium options that I've seen recently is the Travel Collection from MVST Select. They offer a couple of different sizes and styles. I really like this aluminum version that I have here. There's a carry-on size and also an option to check in if one of your travel friends or family prefers to actually drop their bag off when they arrive at the airport. And I really love the aluminum style that's been used here. It feels very rugged, durable. It gives me kind of a Rimowa vibe. And with these suitcases, you're always gonna develop kind of dents and patina and all that sort of thing. That's something that I've kind of accepted, comes with the territory with any hard shell suitcase. So something that you wanna keep in mind. But generally it still feels very rugged. You have reinforced corners and then really nice handles on the side and top. It has these handles that kind of drop down very slowly to prevent any sort of damage there. And then you have some super smooth working wheels. You're able to roll this comfortably in any direction. Now, because this is aluminum, it is on the heftier side, but again, that's one of those things that kind of comes with the territory with aluminum suitcases in this category. The sizing on this for the carry-on is really great. It's able to hold an impressive amount. It's listed at 34 liters on the company's site, but it feels like it can hold, closer to 38 or 40 liters. And then you have the TSA safe buckles on the side, so you don't have to deal with a zipper. And so this is a really cool system here. Very easy to open this up. You can set a combination, quickly close it, and then you have a nice telescoping handle, of course, as you would have with any good rolling suitcase. So a couple of different levels there, works very reliably. And I really like the internal layout for this. You have the two compartments to make organization easy, and I really like the simpler layout that this provides because it just matches up well with my modular style of packing. So on one side, you have this divider here with a mesh zippered pocket, and you can separate out with these clips, so it's easy access. And at the moment, I have a couple of packing cubes in here from Peak Design, medium, and the small compression cube. You can see no additional organization here, compression straps or anything like that. And then on the other side, you have this buckle strap that you can adjust, and another divider here that you can actually remove if you want. You have a zipper here, so if you prefer to just have the strap, really nice how simple that kind of works. And then again, another simple open space here with another packing cube, a couple of pouches. I'd definitely be able to fit an additional pair of shoes, and then just a very simple layout. You have an antimicrobial liner on the inside. The bag also includes a luggage tag and a cover that you can use when you're storing it. You might be able to travel with that as well. It's kind of a clear cover, so you'll have a little bit of extra protection. And so regardless of which size you go with, if you're looking for a stylish, durable carry-on or check-in luggage, then this collection is gonna be a great option to take a look at. The Osprey Daylite 26+6 expandable backpack is one of the bags that I talk about most on the channel due to its versatility and the value that it provides. You have Osprey's typical kind of outdoorsy and functional vibe that I still think works well for travel. It comes in at 26 liters when it's compressed down, so it works well as a daily bag, as a personal item, but then it can also expand to 32 liters if you need a little bit more space or you want to use it as a carry-on bag. On the exterior, you have dual external water bottle pockets that are going to offer a nice amount of space, some great handles, one at the top and one on the front near the bottom, so you can kind of pick this up, maneuver it. You also have a side handle, so lots of different ways to handle the bag. You have a ripstop fabric that feels like it's going to offer enough durability and weather resistance while also helping to keep the weight of the bag down. You have some attachment points to clip on things with carabiner. And then on the back, you have pretty comfortable harness system, good padding on the straps, nice breathable material. You have a sternum strap as well. On the back, you have Osprey's Airscape style panel. And this has been pretty comfortable. Sometimes the luggage pass-through can kind of be a little bit uncomfortable. You can feel it kind of digging into your back, but for the most part, when you have the bag loaded out, it does a pretty decent job. And then you can rest this on your suitcase while you're traveling. And moving into the layout, you have some great quick access pockets, one on the front here that you can just drop some things into, and then another one at the top that has a decent amount of volume and some built-in organization, a few elastic slip pockets, place for pens, stylus. Then you have a clip for your keys, and you do have the ability to access the laptop sleeve from the main compartment without opening it all the way up, which is a nice feature. And you have a spot for an air tag, and you have a suitcase style opening with the bag. So this is going to be very helpful for packing it out. You have a compression strap on the inside, and then plenty of space here to store anything that you might be using. The sleeve itself, as you can see, is suspended for the laptop, and then you have a zippered mesh compartment on the lid, and you can of course expand it out when you need that extra space. So, you know, it just offers so many features. The flexible layout has allowed this to work well for me on so many different trips, so many airlines, and if you're looking for a travel backpack that can kind of do it all, then this is going to be one of the best options to take a look at. If you or anyone you know has been curious about drones, then the DJI Neo is probably the option that I would recommend the most, as it has been one of the simplest drones that I've had the ability to use. I absolutely love that you can just kind of push a button, let it go, and it kind of does its thing. And so this offers a variety of flight modes. It can follow you around, it can do circles, you know, it can shoot straight up, all the sort of standard things that you would expect from a drone. And then it charges via USB-C. You don't even have to worry about inserting an SD card. So it's about as simple as it can get. And then the form factor is also great. So you can easily toss this in a bag. And so, yeah, if you know somebody who's, you know, curious about drones or is looking for a way to easily capture some really cool kind of cinematic footage, then this is going to be a really cool idea to take a look at. Tortuga has always had some of the most underrated daily bags in my opinion, and the Daily Carry Pro is another great addition to their lineup. This comes in at about 25 liters, which is a size that I always like because it works well for EDC. It can be a minimal travel bag. You can use it as a personal item. And then it's got a really nice exterior fabric that's going to be weather resistant, durable, very well protected YKK zippers. You have dual external water bottle pockets that are going to offer a nice amount of elasticity. And then the harness system has also been very comfortable to wear. This is an area where Tortuga always does a great job. Nice padding here, plenty of breathability. You have a sternum strap. On the back, you have that same type of padding, a little bit of elevation. I wish the air channel was slightly deeper, but it still felt quite comfortable. And then you also have a luggage pass-through so that you can rest this on your suitcase. And the organizational layout on this has been great to use. You have a zippered quick access pocket on the front. It's going to offer a nice amount of capacity for items that you want to grab quickly. Same on the top. I'm always a big fan of this style of pocket, as I can just reach down to grab my sunglasses, my headphones. There's a little lanyard with a clip for your keys. And then behind that, you have an admin style compartment with additional volume and built-in organization. I like that this goes all the way down to the bottom, so it's kind of a secondary packing area. And then you have a few pockets on the back wall for any other accessories that you want to be able to reach a little bit more easily. On the back, you have a dedicated laptop compartment with a tablet sleeve. These are going to be padded, suspended. They also have a soft lining. You have a zippered pocket on the inside as well here for your laptop charger, mouse, and other accessories. And then you have a clamshell style main compartment for easy packing. And this is just a very simple open space. It works well with packing cubes, it works well with my modular setups. And then you have one zippered pocket on the lid. And so I really like this layout. It's been super functional, very useful, and if you're looking for a durable, weather-resistant bag that's just gonna be great for all sorts of different situations, this is gonna be a fantastic option to take a look at. And so that's it. Those are some of my last-minute gift ideas. Hopefully this video was helpful, and if you have any questions on anything that I covered in the video or suggestions for similar gear that I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I'll make sure to include links in the description below to the other gift guide video that I did if you're looking for additional ideas, as well as to some of the other roundup videos that I've done throughout the year where I've shared travel and everyday carry accessories in different categories and price points. And if you have ideas for other roundup videos that you'd like to see in the future, please let me know about those as well. And I want to thank you for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.